Welcome to the best of the best years. This month, our production staff takes a fond look back at their favorite stories from the past season. Hello, I'm Lee Kobus, executive producer of The Best Years. During 2010, the crew produced 48 different field segments and in-studio interviews featuring some of the most unique topics we've ever had. And today's show is a special one-hour edition of our yearly The Best of the Best Years. Over the next 60 minutes, we'll bring you several of our favorite segments. We'll fill you in on how stories are chosen and give you some insight into some of the fun and the stress that happens behind the scenes. Joining me are executive producer Roseanne Durso and Ralph Bertini, director and chief cook and bottle washer. First up is Roseanne's all-time favorite, Albert Hall. Now, there's a running argument between Roseanne and Ralph as to who came up with the idea. I'll let Roseanne fill us in.
Well, Ralph thinks it was his idea, but it wasn't. I came up with the idea 12 years ago when I wrote an article on Albert Hall for Ocean County Magazine. And now, more than a dozen years later, the music's still hot, the soda's still cold, and Albert Hall has the best steamed hot dogs.
Nearly 50 years ago, brothers Joe and George Albert opened their primitive hunting cabin every Saturday night to a group of family and friends who jammed to bluegrass and the sounds of the pines. Today, there are literally hundreds who pack the new Albert Music Hall. But a Saturday night still means friends gathering to enjoy the music and each other's company.
Well, at 6:30 every single Saturday night, 6:30 p.m., we open the doors. And if you look out the door just a few minutes before there, then you will see people lined up straight down the ramp waiting to get in.
Albert Music Hall, located just off Wells Mills Road in Waretown, is a tribute to regional culture, a case study in the best of volunteerism, and of course, a great place to have a good time.
The roots of the organization come from the Albert's Cabin back in the 1920s, 30s, 40s, when the Alberts came down to do fox hunting and such. And it so happens that the Alberts, George Albert and Joe, were both musicians. George played the fiddle, Joe Albert played the washtub bass. And when the day was over and they wanted to relax a little bit, they would pull out the fiddle and the washtub and they'd play some music. After a while, a few of their friends learned about this, and they too came over to listen and also to play. Make a long story short, it grew and grew over the years.
When it comes to the Albert Music Hall, nothing seems to stop the music. After the crowds got too big, Joe Albert moved the music out of the hunting cabin, also known as the home place. He began renting space at the old Waretown Auction Hall on Route 9, where the Saturday night jams continued for 18 years.
Some are professional musicians who are retired and just come here to play and have fun. Others are musicians but have daytime jobs, and this again is just a hobby. And some musicians here learned out in the picking shed. They just sit out there and they watch the other musicians and they learn, and eventually some of those people have actually formed bands and play in our stage. So we have a very wide range of ages and types of people who are musicians at Albert Music Hall.
In 1974, the Pinelands Cultural Society was formed. Then in June 1992, a fire destroyed the building. And for the next month, die-hard Albert Music Hall fans set up a rug and some chairs outside, then continued to play and keep the music alive. The Ocean Township Board of Education offered the use of a school gym, and later even donated land for the group's use. A new hall was built.
The The Pinelands Cultural Society is preserving the history of the area, the culture of the people who lived in the Pinelands, where this music started, where these traditional gatherings started. And one key thing to do this is that the Pinelands Cultural Society is 100% volunteer. The managers, the staff, the musicians, no one receives any money whatsoever.
Admission and other monies collected through the Albert Music Hall are used only for building maintenance and community goodwill. As a thank you to the local school system for its generous donation, each year the Pinelands Cultural Society presents 8 $1,000 scholarships to high school graduates who attended the Waretown schools.
The people love the music. It's again, it's a very friendly atmosphere, and the music is, you might say, informal. It's in a pleasant environment, and they react wholeheartedly to the music. One musician, in fact, wrote a song called Audience of Gold because the people here are looking at the musicians. They care about the music, and it's a very pleasant experience for both the audience and the musicians.
Doors at Albert Music Hall open at 6:30 p.m. on Saturdays, and the show starts at 7:30. Admission is just $5 for adults and $1 for kids 11 and under. For directions or an event schedule, visit alberthall.org or call 609-971-1593. From Albert Music Hall in Waretown, I'm Damalagia.
And so the Albert Hall's a real treat for everybody.
Absolutely. It's one of my favorite places to visit.
How about you, Ralph?
The thing that I was most impressed with, the diversity in the ages of the people that were there. I shot some of the footage in the picking shed, which is a practice room which is right next to the main auditorium. And you'd have a 16-year-old musician sitting next to an 80-year-old person, and they were all there for one reason, to keep the folk music of the Jersey Shore and the Pinelands alive. And it was just so impressive. And another thing that I really liked about it was it's a really inexpensive evening out. Music is good, food's inexpensive, lots of camaraderie, and everybody's having a great time.
Well, sounds like a great place, and maybe a place that you'd like to check out right here in Ocean County. Now, whether or not you're a fan of baseball, this next segment is a fun look at Ocean County's minor league team, the Lakewood BlueClaws. Ralph, I know this segment happens to be near and dear to you.
Yeah, this piece was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the look on the children's faces when the players came out and they were standing there and, you know, all looking up at these big, huge baseball players, and they were getting autographs, and just to see the delight in their faces, it was really, really wonderful. Another thing that I was very impressed with was the fan base in Ocean County. We love our BlueClaws, and I know you will too.
Happy 10th anniversary to the champion Lakewood BlueClaws.
Nothing beats a day at the ballpark. Since 2001, Ocean County residents have enjoyed minor league baseball right in their backyard. The Lakewood BlueClaws, a single-A affiliate of the Philadelphia Phillies, celebrates its 10th anniversary this year with a season full of events and surprises.
Our family has been coming to BlueClaws Stadium for about 5 or 6 years now, since the boys were little, and it's a great place for families to come and have a nice time. They watch the game, they play on the playground, they have an arcade here, we have some food, and we watch the game.
Well, it's hard to believe that 10 years have gone by, and as we start our 10th season here in Lakewood, New Jersey, it's pretty exciting to know that we were the South Atlantic League champions for 2009. We have our championship trophy. We will continue to have that on display during our home games, where families can come and have their picture taken with our trophy. We have all new uniforms. The players will be wearing new uniforms. You will see a different color scheme. And we have 70 home games, and our fans will be treated to something different on each of our 70 home dates. Our seniors will be treated every Tuesday home game throughout the year. our seniors will be allowed to come to the ball game, and for the price of a $7 ticket, they will get a voucher for a free hot dog, a free bag of potato chips, and a soda. They are also able to sign up for our Silver Slugger program, and if they sign up for our Silver Slugger program, they will get a regular Silver Slugger BlueClaws cap, 2 tickets to a Tuesday game at our ballpark, and there again, many surprises that we have planned throughout the season.
And the Silver Sluggers program is every Tuesday night home game at First Energy Park. The Silver Sluggers members get to come out, and the more games they come to, the more prizes they get. When they sign up, they get 2 games, but they can come to as many as 9, all 9 Tuesday games.
For seniors who want more action than just watching the game, the BlueClaws have become a great seasonal job opportunity.
I do recommend a lot of seniors, if they like the sport, to come here. It's a great bunch of people that work here, and I've gotten acquainted with a lot of people, and I've made a lot of new friends here and acquaintances, and that's why I'm still here, and I really enjoy working here.
If you're interested in seasonal game day jobs, visit the BlueClaws website for an application and a date for the next job fair. The website is also jam-packed with lots of fun information about Ocean County's favorite baseball team. To get a game schedule or to sign up for the Silver Sluggers, visit BlueClaws.com. From First Energy Park in Lakewood, with Buster, I'm Damalagia.
There's more after this short break. Stay with us.